in brief first. Yeah, as Saif bhai introduced myself, Mohammed Aaquib. So currently I'm working with ISG company, and I have working experience of over 7 years. And all through these 7 years, I have been working with Excel, with Microsoft Excel, and working on data. So I had the opportunity to work along with data science team to provide them the validated data and to validate their output as well. So in many ways, there has been hands-on experience and good amount of learnings for me with MS Excel, which I would love to share with you all. Having said that, I would also mention that how much ever we learn MS Excel, the formulas, functions, and how we work, it is little to our knowledge because the Excel, the Excel is an ocean, and our knowledge, what we gain here, is just a drop of it. And the more we learn, the more we know about it. So this is about a brief about myself. And today I'll be having the agenda as shared on screen. I'll be discussing on the importance of why we need Excel data in in its best quality and accuracy, and different data formatting and formulas. And as I mentioned, at the end we'll have a Q&A session, which is my favorite session because we'll have to interact with each other and solve our doubts and share tips. So that will be very helpful. Yeah. So let's start with the first part of importance of data quality and accuracy. As we all know, today is a trend going on about automation. By automation, I think the better word for everyone's understanding would be everyone would have heard about Chat GPT or artificial intelligence. So everyone today starts using them because they get instant results. They type something on it, they ask questions, and they get the results immediately. And more often, they get right answers. And did we ever imagine how this works? Because we are asking questions and we are getting the right answers from an artificial intelligence who is not a human. So the answer is that artificial intelligence has been fed with multiple data, and multiple data. By that I mean accuracy of data also. When we input data qualitative data into a system, it learns the trend through automation, through machine learning, and by that it gives the result to what we have asked for. So this is very important in on the aspect of having data analytics in our field, where we are validating the accuracy of data, where we are looking into the structure of data, and we are presenting the data which is required to the end user. So as a data analysis or data analytics, what we have to be aware of is the type of data we have. So basically, generally what we have is we get two types of data. Uh, we have unstructured data, which is not in a proper shape, and the fields are not right. The metadata is not right. And the other type of data is structured data, where you have metadata in place and the details of it well intact and accurate. So always we go with structured data when we share the information. And why it is important is that these data, structured data, provide you a basis to make decisions. We no more go with guesses and random picks. We always go with data. For example, when we have to shop online, we look into the data. We look into the reviews of a particular product, how people have rated it, because then we believe that this product is genuine. We look into the number of stars given to each product, and if it is above 4 or equivalent to 5, we trust the data. We trust the product because of the data it has. So this is the importance of data, and the quality of the data also matters in it. So hope this brief introduction about data is helpful. So going forward, the next steps I'll be showing some of the formatting tips and formulas. this part, the first section, is about discussing about importance of data quality and accuracy. Hope this is understandable. Okay, moving to the second part, which is data formatting. So if you see this format, I have pasted here asset of a balance sheet, only one side of a balance sheet, which is asset. And if you see the text below, it has text and numbers. So in Excel, by default, the Excel considers numbers, the numericals into the as and displays them on the right side of a cell, whereas text it displays on the left side of the cell. So this is by default. And how we format it matters because this is required for presenting purpose. So what we generally do is we provide the headers with bold and center them for us for our reference. And generally, if you remember, if you know the accounting principles, this number is difficult to read because it's large, and we should have a separator in order to understand. For example, this is 1,45,689, and having separator will help the reader grasp that number easily. So what I'll do is I'll add commas after 3 digits, and then post 10,000, I'll add another comma. So now this is even better readable in a readable format. So what I would do is I'll copy this and format paste that for the entire numbers. Now you see that the entire numbers are in this format of in currency format. So this is one way of formatting. Numbers can be in any way. We have to make sure that it is in a presentable manner by having decimals and having the right presentation. Also, if we can, we can add the currency symbols in this number format, and that you will get it on the top tab where you have number and you have currency option here. So this gives a much better representation where we have a number along with the currency it is linked to. And second thing which I would want to share here is usually we have numbers moving towards the right side of a cell, but what is preferable is having them centered. But this is not helpful for accounting purpose, but for other purposes where we have serial numbers and giving the units unit per price. In those cases, it is better to have them on the center of a cell. So these are some of the ideas of formatting for text and numbers. And coming to the text side, we in this case we say that cash is the most liquidable asset in our hand, and the other things are non-liquidable. So what we do is we'll keep the cash on the left hand side, and we'll move the other things on the right side. That we can do through moving it from the indent on the right side. So this is the cash on the left hand side, which is highlighted, and the other ones I've moved it on towards the right side. So this differentiates amongst the assets also, which is cash and the rest of the assets. Since the data here, data set is small, it is easily we can identify. But when we have huge data, having such alignments will be very helpful to identify and take calls. Okay, moving to the date and time formatting. So what I have done here is we have date format here in DDMMYYYY format, which is the general format we use in India. In the US, we have MMDDYYYY, and we have to be aware about the date format we are using while working with US clients. Okay, and we have different types of format with respect to date itself. We can have format like DDDD, DD, MMMM, and YYYY. By having this format, we get the result as a complete weekday, followed by the day of the number of the numerical day of the month, followed by month name and year. Let's instead of just explaining, let me redo this part. What I'll do is I'll copy the date and I'll paste it here in a column, and let's do this formatting ourselves. I right click on this cell and we go to format cell. And in format cell, we have something called custom. And by default, it is taking DD, MM, YY, because Excel knows that the date format we are using is the DD, MM, YY. But since we are experimenting on different date formats, let's customize it, and let me give this format. So we have DD space DD space triple M, and we have comma space 4 Ys. And as I type here, you can see on top side that it is showing me the sample format of what I have typed. For example, let me erase YY. It is showing 24 because YY is just the last 2 digit of year. But when I add another 2 Ys, it shows me the complete year. So as and when we are typing here the format, we can also have a check reference to the sample on top to know that we are on the right path. So this format I have typed, and let me press OK and expand this. See, we have the same result as we are looking for. So this is one way of date formatting, and we have different other ways also, like having a month in three characters followed by two character of years. And here we have DD, MM, YY, and similarly we have year first and then followed with the number of a month. So this is some of the formats which I have displayed here. This will be helpful for different purposes when we are preparing data set. Similar to what we did in date, we also have different formats for time. For example, this is a time where we have 9:35 and 42 seconds in hours, minutes, and seconds. We can format it to have only hour in one single character. Let's have this also done ourselves, because I'll show the other side also, where we can have multiple formatting. I'll right click and I'll go to format cell again, and custom. We have, let's put only H. So it shows that it's only 9. I'll press OK. If you see here, the cell is showing it as 9 hours because we have formatted as H. But in actual, if you see the formula bar here on top, it shows the entire 9 hours, 35 minutes, and 42 seconds. Because the raw data, what we have behind this will never change. It's just the display that we are formatting. The actual numericals, what we have, will remain as it is. So there is no damage done to the raw data, which is behind the format. Now let me again format this and have at the sides. So it shows 9:35, which is my next result of formatting. And having 2H will give me 09, because this is helpful in cases of 11 and 12. Okay, there's one more thing which I'll cover here, which is not mentioned in the list. For example, say this is 20, or say 22, which is nothing but 10:30 p.m. Now let me copy this, paste here. Sorry, paste as value. Now again, I'll go to format cell, and now what I'll do is I'll customize this as AM and PM. So let me give HH, MM, SS, and then followed with AM or PM. See, this is the difference. Here we see it in the 24 hours thing, 24 hours, which is 22 hours and 35 minutes of a day, which is nothing but 10:35 p.m. And when we have time more than 40, for example, we are doing a calculation of different time. Say that I'm calculating these two times and I'm getting the result of, let me add it here for our reference, sum of these two things. However, I'm getting, if you see here, I'm getting a different result. It's showing as 8 and 11. But what I would want is, I want the sum of hours and sum of minutes. So in that case, what I have to do is I'll paste this as values because it's in formula. Now let me convert this into proper hours. So what by default Excel does is, if it is more than 24 hours, it moves to day because one day is equal to 24 hours. And hence it is converting it to 8. If you see the total of 22 and 9, I mean the total of these 2 hours, if you see here, it's coming at 32 and 11. 32 hours, 11 minutes, and 24 seconds. So 32 hours basically means that one day plus 8 hours. And therefore, the result what I'm getting here in sum is 8 hours and 11 minutes. However, I'm not looking for that. I want the entire 32 available in instead of 08. So what I can do here is I'll go to format cell again, and I can make it as, I can give bracket on H, bracket and bracket, closing bracket. The sample on top, you see, now it's giving the right result, what I was looking for. If you see here, I've got 32 hours, 11 minutes, and 24 seconds, which is what I wanted. I just did the sum of these two things, and the result, which was 32, 11, and 24, I'm getting as it is. So this is something we have to do it ourselves, because Excel will take it, the format, and move it into day, and then keep 24 hours as it is. If we format it and add a bracket to hours, we get the sum of hours as well. So this is about data formatting. I covered text and numericals on top, and adding how do we display numbers and currencies, followed with the date and time format, different types of format we have, as well as the time format. So these are basic things. There are many more formats available in Excel, which I'm not covering because when we don't use it, I mean, when we use it, we can learn at that time. But these are something which are very basics and required in our daily activity when we are working. So I've covered these important aspects. Okay, so this is about data formatting. Now I'll be moving to conditional formatting. One request to all the audience is that whatever doubts you have, please list them so that during our Q&A session, we can cover them all and we don't forget asking those questions. Okay, this is a table which I have taken as a sample to show the data conditional formatting. So what we can do here is, so the conditional formatting is something which is readily available in Excel function here. So we can select the data, what we want to highlight or add conditions to, and then provide our formula or details over here. For example, what I do is I have unit cost here available. So what I'll do is for those unit cost which is over 100 rupees, I'll color them as red color. So what I'll do is I'll select the table which I want to highlight, and then highlight cells rule I have, and we have different options here. So either we can add a formula which is our own rule, or we can make use of these options which is readily available to us. In my case, I just wanted to highlight those fields or those cells which are over 100 rupees or 100 unit basically. So I'll go to highlight cell rule again, and I'll go to greater than option. By default, it is taking some random number which is not required. I'll put my own number which I was asking for. So I wanted every cell or every unit cost unit which is over 100 highlighted in red. I press OK. This is it. So this is a very good way of presenting data when we have something to present, and colors are something which attracts the viewers. So as soon as people see, they know that this is below 100, and the white. I mean, the it's easily we can easily identify those which are less than 100 and over 100 rupees, 100 unit unit cost. So this is one way of conditional formatting. The other way, what I like to highlight is it is also called heat graph in graphical view. So what I'll do is in these units, I'll highlight them in different colors of shades. The greater the color, greater the unit, I'll mark it towards red color, and lesser the unit, I'll mark it towards green color, lighter the green and green. So what I'll do is I'll select the cell again, and I'll go to conditional formatting, and I we have option called color scale. We can select color scale. Give me a color scale, and we have different options available here. So the first option what we are seeing here is marking green color with the highest number. However, I wanted the other way around. I wanted higher the number, it should be red color, and lower the number, it should be green. So my next option here shows the right result. So wherever I have 10, it is showing red color, and the least number, which is 1, is green. And the number in between them is shades of red and green. So I'll select this. So this is one way. And there's one more. If you observe the conditional formatting, what we have, which I'll do it for total amount. So let me highlight this, and I'll go to conditional formatting again. We have
I'm
something called,
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt.
yes, yes.
I can see that unit cost where you see you get back to 117.00. I think it is not going as per your selection, color selection. You can see 0.75 is also taking light green
Uh,
and
which one are you mentioning
dark
about?
green.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah. You said it will become dark green and the last one will become light green.
No, no. What I'm referring to only this D column. I'm not linking with C column here. I'm just referring to D column. And amongst D column, higher the number, it will be red color, and lower the number, it will go towards green color. If you see, 8 is something which is
Got it, got it, got it.
okay,
Jazakallah.
okay, okay. And as we change the number here, it will also change the color code, which is also a great option here. So when I change this to 1, it becomes green. Yeah. So this is about conditional formatting. The one more part of conditional formatting which I wanted to cover is the bars, which is also a very presentable way of data. So let me select total and go to conditional formatting. We have something called data bar. This also helps in representing the data in a good manner. For example, let's say I'll select the first part. So we see that the more the amount we have here, it is showing, the graph shows the result of it. And we have different colors also to present our data. I think this blue is more pleasing to our eyes, so I'll just select this one. And what we see here is it is actually calculating multiple things and presenting the data, which is not seen to us, but it is doing that way. So what it does is it's calculating the total sum of the amount, which is 55,574 here, and and dividing them in ratios. So if we have 548, this the ratio of 548 is to 5,000. It is giving ratios graph. The more the number, it will have more the longer graphs. So this is one way. And same way, like as I mentioned in unit, if you are changing anything here, the graph will auto update. For example, if I make it as say 3000, we have the graph move towards the center. And if I make it as 5000, it'll be towards the fuller side. So this is auto adjustable, and the good thing about is this is that we can formulate the entire table and present it in to our end users without investing much of our time. So these are very helpful. We should know how and when to use it. So that is about conditional formatting. So I've covered the three parts. One is the formula or using greater than in conditional, and the other one is having the color codes for different increase or decrease of units, and the data bar. The last thing which I want to cover, which is also very important for data analytics purposes, is that conditional formatting is very helpful to identify duplicates. For example, if you see in this case, Emma is repeating twice and then thrice. We have them repeated many times, and I think almost every name is repeating. So let me just make it as a different. Okay, I think Noah is something which is not repeating. So what I'll do is I'll select this entire cell, go to conditional formatting. We have another option called identify duplicate values. Selecting that, it tells me that the highlighted in red are having duplicate values in this particular column. However, it has not highlighted Noah because this particular text does not have repetitions. So having said this, one thing I'd like to share from my experience is that conditional formatting is very good to represent, but when it comes to large data, when we have over thousand or 10,000s of records, conditional formatting is uh, might hang Excel, and your Excel
Uh,
starts
One
going.
question I want to raise.
Sure, sure. Go ahead.
If for duplicate values from duplicate values, if we want to delete the repeated values so that we
Mhm.
can get the single value, single cell or single text, how can we
Okay.
do that? Because it is needed at a time again and again.
Okay. See, if we are selecting the entire table here to mark duplicate and remove duplicate, we will not be able to remove duplicates because the dates are different here and the units are different. However, if we want to just remove duplicates for B column, we can have them separated, and we have option in data. One second, I'm not able to see because of the tab on top. Let me minimize this. Yeah, we have data tab, and we can remove duplicates from here. This is one way of removing duplicate.
In the entire table, I want that this thing to happen.
Irrespective, okay, that also it's possible, but we have to select what all fields we have to ignore. For example, if I have to ignore date, I'll be able to remove the duplicates. But in this case, we see that entire everything is unique here. 145, 96, and for Emma, I mean 185. So everything is unique. So what I'll do is I'll again go to remove duplicates. I can unselect everything, and as per your request, I'll just select manager. I just want
Okay.
unique of manager and press OK. In that way, we'll get it. But the
Okay.
challenge here is that we are losing the data. We should not lose the data because at the cost of having the uniqueness in manager, because there were many other fields in other dates for this particular person, Emma. So we have to take the call as per our requirement
How do
Thank
we
you.
delete the duplicates based on rows and columns?
based on rows and columns.
Because here, when you're deleting something based on columns, you're losing the data, which
Yes,
is which is not actually a duplicate. It's just because
correct.
there is certain section matching.
Hmm.
I understand that it's a duplicate, but if you compare row by row,
Hmm.
okay,
It's not
the complete,
duplicate.
yeah, it is actually not a duplicate.
Correct, correct.
So how do you apply conditional formatting in such cases?
We generally don't apply conditional formatting for duplicates in such cases.
Okay, so you use
Where
a
we have
different formula.
uniqueness, I just showed it here for our understanding that this is, or this option is also available.
Okay.
Ideally, we'll use column C, D, and F, what I showed in the conditional formatting in these three things. We use
Okay.
them in such kind of data. This additional information which I shared is because this is very helpful for a single column data where we want to identify duplicates,
So
and
there's
which is
no,
possible for us to remove duplicate also.
so there's no way of, doing a duplication validation at a overall data level from by using this conditional formatting.
Uh, we can identify duplicates like how I showed, but removing them is a challenge
Okay.
because we don't have to remove them. It's unique in row wise, but duplicate in column wise. So as per our requirement, we can manage such cases. For example, if I had only say date and or say date and I mean name and units. Ideally, what I would have done is I would have removed duplicates for say for managers. I mean, I'll ignore unit cost. This is one way. And secondly, what I'll do is I'll do sum ifs, or just do sum if equal to sum if in this range I want this criteria, and then sum me the cost. This gives me the result of what I was looking for. For Emma, total cost unit cost is 426, which is this plus this plus this, and then we have anything else? No. So the total sum is 426.50. Similarly, we can drop down and select for all. This is if I had only two columns available in my data, I would have removed duplicate and I would have added the unit cost, like how I did here, H and I. This is for our reference. Anyways, I'm covering some ifs and other if conditions in my next tab. Yeah. So this is about different ways of formatting the data, the conditional formatting. Okay, now let me move to the next tab, which is if conditions. So in this, what I'll be covering is there are multiple if conditions, but I have selected six of them, which is very generic and uh, and usable in our work. So I'll be covering ifs, count if, and count ifs, some ifs. So these things which I'm covering here is also often asked in interviews, and often we get confused of what they are. Either we explain them well, but if we ask for the syntax of it, we mess up with it, or other way around. We know the syntax, but we don't know what it is or how to define it. So having complete understanding will help us in interviews also. So I'll be covering each aspect of it in this particular sheet, Excel sheet. So what I have here is I have a list of student name, and then I have marks and subjects. This is just a random numbers I've given to the entire list. So what I'll do is let me give if condition first. I'll make it in center for our reference. What I'll do is this condition I'll give equal to if. So my logical test is that if the marks is greater than say 40, then let me give the result as pass. And if it is not, it's asking a value if false. So value if true we have given, that is if b3 nothing but marks is greater than 40. If this condition is meeting, if it is true, then give me the result as pass. If not, if it is failing, then give the result as fail. This is very simple and basic if condition, which is easy to understand, which I'm using. But in our work or in our requirement, we'll be using a complex one, which is a part of this one, this itself. So I dragged it till the end and I get the result. Whichever is above 40 marks, we have it as pass, and whichever is below for say below 40 is marked as fail. One more thing which I wanted to highlight in if condition is that having given a text called pass and fail, we are also it is also accompanied by double quotes before and after the word, because Excel will not identify what we are talking about in the formula if you are not giving quotes. Let me redo this and change it change it in a way which Excel identifies. For example, let me say if this mark is greater than 40, give me true, else give me false. Now if I press enter, Excel is able to read my text even without double quotes. Here, because something this is something which Excel identifies true and false. So this is some basic things which Excel will identify, and hence me not giving double quote is also doable here. However, when we are giving a customized name, say pass or fail, in those cases we have to give double quotes. Otherwise, Excel will give it as error. Let me show that to you. I will give it as pass and I'll give it as fail. Excel is not able to identify because it does not recognize what pass is and what fail is. So let me add a double quote again for pass and fail. And now I get the result what I was looking for. So this is the if condition. Now let's go to the if condition. The difference between if and ifs is that if is we are just using one logic, and in ifs we'll use multiple logics. So what we'll do here is let's give some gradings to marks so that we'll be able to list them. Give me 1 second. Sorry, yeah. So in if condition, we use multiple conditions. Now what I would want to do is let me give some grades to these marks. Let's say that if the marks is 90, let's give A grade. And if the mark is above say 70, let's give B. And if it is 50, let's give C. And lesser than 50, let's give D. So now what I'm looking for is the grades. So now my condition is look for the marks what we have what this person has obtained, and if it is and refer to the table what is here and give me grades accordingly. So I'll use the if condition here, ifs. So equal to ifs. So my logical testings now first. If this mark is greater than say 90, comma, value of true is nothing but A. I want A. So this is my logical test number 1. If it was only if condition, this would have been all I have to give in formula because it's only one logic. However, since we are using ifs condition, we have multiple logics. So I'll give comma and it moves to logical 2 if you see here. Logical test 2. Now I can say that if this marks, the same mark is greater than 70, or let me say one more thing, it's not only greater, it should be I'll give it as greater or equal to, because in this case of 90, it will not identify 90 and say A. It will say as B because it's less than, I mean, it's not equal to 90. So I'll give B also equal or greater or equal to K3, comma, In that case, give me B. And now my logical condition 3 is that if my mark is greater or equal to 50, give me grade as C. And the last condition or logic is that if my marks is less than, because it's now the other way around, less than or equal to 50, give me D as grade. Now let me drag it down. Before that, I'll just give the headers here. This is marks and this is your grades. I'll center this for our easy reference. Now what I'll do is I'll drag it down and this will throw an error and I'll tell you why. See, because see here it's showing 0, 0, 0. The thing what we have missed in the formula is that we are referring to a table from this particular cell, and the table, as we slide it down, the table reference also moves down. For example, if you see here, it is talking about K2 and L2, which is my grade A, 90 and A. But as I move down, it is moving to K3 and L3, which is actually B. And if I move more down, it's K4, K5, K6, and it goes to a area which has no reference only in this case. So what we have to do here is that we have to lock these cells, lock the cell which is nothing but K2L in the formula itself. And how we lock it is that we have to press F4 or give $sign before and after the text. Let me press F4. See, it gives a $sign before K and before 2. So this means it's locked. If we are moving it down, this will remain as it is. It's a fixed formula, fixed reference, I would say. Same thing I'll do for L2 also. Let me do it for others, K2 and L3, then K4 and L4. Same way I'll do for K5 and L5. Now when I drag it down, the formula, the reference will remain intact, whereas my marks I can refer as it is. Now it is giving me right results. Wherever I have 75, 70 and above, it's giving me B. Where I have more than 90%, it is giving me A. And 84 and above 70, it's B, which is my result what I was looking for. So this is something which is very helpful to understand that we have to lock the reference and in the ifs conditions where we are referring to a cell or table. So we have covered if and ifs. Now let's move to count if quickly. So count if is nothing but it will count the number of cells with a condition. For say that I want to count the number of people who have more than 50 marks. So I'll use count if, and this is my range. And I would want, I have to give double quote, this is greater than 50. And again, double quote, close bracket. So it says that 5 marks are greater than 50. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is correct. So this is one way of counting with the if condition. Now let us count ifs. Let's say that count ifs, which is a multiple condition of count. Count ifs. Now my criteria range. Let us go to the same marks column again and say that my criteria range is same, above 50 marks. And now it's asking me for criteria range too, because it's count ifs. We can add multiple logics here. Now let's say that my next criteria would be in subject. Let's say that this subject should have more than 5. So I'll again double quote, greater than 5, enter. It's giving me one result, because out of these things, out of these 5 marks which are over 50, we have only one line where we have above 5 subjects. So if we see here, it's equal to 5. Here also it's equal to 5, 4, and this is the only thing which is having more than 5, and hence we are getting a result of 1. What if we add equal to here? 5 equal to or greater than 5, then it will give me 3 as result, because we had many other things also to consider in that case. So these were the 5 which is above 50, and equal or greater than 5 we have 1, 2 and 3, which is the right result. So that is about count if. Let me quickly move to the next, because we have short of time. Now sum if equal to sum, this also does the same thing, but it will, instead of count, it will give me sum of it. So sum if I would want the same range again, or instead of, okay, yeah, we can give the same range. Criteria should be, it should be greater than 50 marks. And what is the sum range? I want to sum this itself, same thing. So it's giving a 423 above 50 marks. Let me quickly check it out. This plus this. So it is giving me as 423.25, which is matching, which is great. Now some ifs condition, SUM IF S. Now it's asking me for some range. I would go for same sum again. Then my criteria will also remain the same. Okay, the first thing is sum range. I want the sum marks, so the total of marks. Then my criteria range 1 is the marks itself should be greater than 50. Now my criteria range 2 is that this, or let's say, let's go to ifs condition here. This my grades should be B. Let's say B. Close bracket, enter. It's giving 237. So what I've done here is that I'm adding the sum of only those cases which has over 50 marks, which is here, and that has only B in grade. So basically the B ones are only 3, 1, 2, 3, and just summing, just totaling up them, it's coming to 237, which is the right result, what we are looking for. So this is a quick reference to all the if condition, which is very generic but very important in our daily work, to use these if conditions in our calculations, if and count and sums, sum ifs. So this is about if conditions. Let me quickly move to the last part, which is XLOOKUP and index match. If you remember in my last session, I had taken the XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP differentiations, where I showed how this is very helpful. Now I'm comparing XLOOKUP with index match, which is also an interesting topic. So let's say this. I have employee name and building a department. Let's take a random person here. Let's say Adam and David. Now what I want is I have to look this particular name, and I want building and department. If I had used VLOOKUP, I would have gone one by one. I have to do it for building first, and then I have to do for department. However, this drawback is solved by XLOOKUP. I can refer one and get result of 2. Let me do it right away. Equal to XLOOKUP. Select, this is my lookup value, and where do I have to look up array? I have to look it in A column, which is my employee name. Let me select the entire A column, comma. It's asking me return array. So this is something which was not in VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP will just ask me column number, which column I want. But here XLOOKUP is asking me return array. I can select the entire table also. It will give me the entire result. But in this case, I want building and department. So let's say building and department together, comma. If not found, I'll ignore this. And match mode, I want exact match, 0. Let me close the bracket, enter. So I get Watson and operations for Adam David, which is over here.
Yeah, this XLOOKUP works in 2016 or below than that.
I think it works in 2016. but I have to check. I'm not very sure about it.
I think it does not works below 2016.
Is it okay? Okay, I'm not aware about it. Okay, this is about X lookup. If it's not working, I think V lookup and H lookup is something which can be
Yeah.
time saver for us. Now let's take the same example. I'll put it here. Now what I have is I have these two information, and we have a huge data here. Say 100 line item. I don't have to actually go and search one by one item. What I want to do is I want the employee name who has the building of Watson in building and operation in department. So this is multiple way lookup which I'm doing. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll use index match. So I'll say index, and then it asks me for array. I'll select the column which which I want in result, and then I'll go for match. This is a customized formula. Either we have index or match in actual formula, but I'm combining index and match to get the result what I am looking for. So match, I want one comma lookup array. Now here I'm selecting uh, the conditions which I'm looking for. Lookup array, I want building should be equal in this particular. Sorry. I'll have to select Watson. Let me do it again quickly. Index, I want this entire line, comma match, one comma, open bracket, and then select. Let me move it down. Since we are not able to see this, as there's formula, we are not able to see. So what I'll do is I'll keep as it is. I'll delete this for now, and I'll refer the top table here. These two things, because I want the result of that in here. Index, comma match, comma. I want this particular name in building, which is building column. Then I'll close bracket and star asterisk open bracket again. I want operations is equal to in department, close bracket, comma. It should be an exact match. So I'll put it as 0, close bracket, enter. I'm getting it as Adam David, which is the right answer. Now the good thing about this is that as I change the details, I'll have the result also changing. For example, when I want West End quality assurance, let me move it, change it to that, and I get the right result, which is relevant to this particular thing. So if we have n number of conditions or headers here, and we want the one result out of many list items, index match is the right formula, which can be used in that case. And in the vice versa scenario, where we want multiple results out of one field, one unique field, we have to use VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP formula. So that is about lookup. So one thing which I would additionally want to say here is that though index match is very helpful, the drawback of it is that if we have huge data, our Excel will again start to act weird. It'll hang. It'll take time to load, and every cell you edit, it'll again reload. So this is something which is a drawback of index match. The same thing I mentioned in the in conditional formatting also. So this is out of my experience which I have faced when the data is huge. If the data is small as what I have shown here, then it is of no issue. We can use index match or any other combined formulas. So this is about XLOOKUP and index match. I hope I have covered the entire thing. Excel shortcuts and tips, I think I've already shared them as I was covering other things. Definitely, I'll love to share that, but I think after Q&A. Saifai, anything else you want me to cover or focus on for now?
If in the XLOOKUP and index match, if there are multiple duplicate values, so how can we use the formula?
VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, if we have duplicate value, what Excel will do is that it'll give the
first
first
one,
result,
give the first
first
one.
result,
Yeah.
then it is not the right way of using. We have
Okay.
another formula for that, equal to filter.
Filter doesn't work. Also works doesn't work
It
before
doesn't work in that
2016.
way. Okay, okay,
2016.
okay. Then that is a drawback again. That is the reason Excel has advanced to having these formulas.
Mm.
Yeah, that is something which is missing in the older versions.
Sir.
Yeah, now I think I'm open to questions. Please feel free to interact, ask questions.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm Imran from Bangalore. I'm presently working in HL.
Oh,
Recently,
nice.
I bought one Excel program from Jatan Shah, Advanced Excel. So I'm hoping to get some freelancing projects. I'm learning and I'm finding it difficult to get how I can get freelancing projects. I want to start off as an intern along with my job.
Okay.
So how I can start? I'm not able to get projects.
I'm not well versed. Actually, I'm not an. I have no idea about how to do this marketing or finding the right person, because I have never done that or have experience on that.
No,
I think
not
I'm the wrong.
marketing. I want to get the project so that I can do
So
and
how are you
earn.
searching? How are you searching for projects? Are you searching for a project somewhere?
They told Upwork and Fiverr
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
a
So
LinkedIn, but I
right. So you have to make your profile a good profile. So you can look at others how they have made their profiles.
You
so
can
if
upload
And
on
you
LinkedIn also,
if you
na?
can help me get some projects, it will be helpful.
so we can only advise you how to get the project. So you can apply to all the different freelancing websites. There are many more apart from these two. So you can look at what Excel profiles are already there, and you can make a good profile in those platforms. And then keep practicing and keep publishing your new skills. So inshallah you'll get start getting projects.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Assalamu alaikum. Actually, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My name is Rabia and I'm from Bangalore.
Yes.
Actually, I want to ask you some suggestion regarding my career. Okay. I had completed my MBA in 2019. After that, I had some serious health issues. For that reason, I took 2 years gap. Then I joined Infosys for 1 year. Okay, 2021 to 2022. Then again, I had health issues, and doctor told me to take complete rest. So again, I took career gap. So I have taken SAP FICO training. Also, currently I am doing SQL training. But when my profile got shortlisted, whenever it gets shortlisted, I can tackle the interview. But when it comes to technical things, I'm not able to work properly as I am from non-IT background. So as of now, many people are saying there is no job opportunities because AI has come, and you have career gap also. So company will not consider you like that. Some people are saying negative. Some people are saying your skill matters. Upgrade your skills and focus on that. So what would be your suggestion?
Yeah, I would go for the second suggestion. What people say, the positive things. See, as you mentioned, now the trending is artificial intelligence, and you have done other courses. Why not add another course in your list of AI that attracts the interviewers, because you have
Okay.
latest knowledge and ideas that will add to their benefit.
Okay, how to go for AI courses? Any correct, authentic sources is there to do that course? Because many people fool in the name of courses. They take money and fees, but they don't provide good courses.
LinkedIn has many courses for AI, artificial intelligence. We get certified also for that. I think that should help. Add more, Saif bhai, if I'm missing.
Yeah. So Rabia, for all kind of courses, we have these online platforms, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Coursera is there, Edureka is there, all these. So they are offering courses for free. Only
Okay.
for certification you have to pay. Okay.
Okay.
So you can learn as much as you want.
Okay.
And whenever you are confident that you want this certificate, only then you have to pay. And that is also not a very large amount. Some 500, 600 rupees they are giving a certificate. So
Okay.
you can learn from all these platforms. And apart from there, you can search online and you'll get so many videos, tutorials, courses, quizzes. All those things are available for free. Only for certification at the end, if you want, you can
Okay. Does
pay.
career
And
gap matters if we upgrade our
so
skills? And
I would suggest one thing
mm,
for all the audience. At 3 o'clock, we have a special career guidance and counseling session from 3 to 4 p.m. So whoever is having any questions or doubts, they want to discuss about career guidance, so they can join the same link at 3 p.m. and we'll tackle all those questions over there.
okay.
So it's an open invitation. You can join. You can ask your friends or relatives, whoever is interested in some kind of counseling, to join the same link at 3 p.m. today.
Aaquib bhai, thank you for
Yes.
sharing your knowledge.
Thank you.
I have one quick question. Can we host a Excel sheet on server to integrate with website?
I'm not sure about it because the technical side I've not experienced that. Saif bhai, do
Okay.
you know the answer?
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. So no, I was asking Saif bhai.
So, for example, no, I lost what you wanted to do.
No, can we host Excel sheet on server so that we can integrate with website?
No idea. Maybe you can search online and figure it out.
Okay.
Because Google Docs is already online. So if that is sufficient for your case, because Microsoft Excel has a lot many features. So it depends also if Google Docs is fine enough, then that should do. Otherwise, Microsoft 365 is also online.
Yes,
Go for
but
365.
many people are using Excel.
Yeah. So Excel is Excel is part of 365, but you have to be on the version 365, and that is already online. So you have to take that subscription.
Okay, but
Then
we
you
want
get
to
an Excel
integrate on
online.
website. We want to integrate on website.
Yeah, for all those technical things, maybe you have to look at MS documentation. So they will have all these things figured out already.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I completed my BTech in ECE branch,
Okay.
but due to my family issues and marriage, I took 5 years career gap. Now I want to build up my career. Can you suggest any courses to take training to build my basic?
Again, I would request if you can join at 3 p.m. Then we'll take a career guidance session at 3 p.m. So let us keep this only to Excel related, and career counseling we are doing at 3 p.m. On the same link.
Yeah. Okay.
Yourself, your friends, anyone who can join. It's an open for everyone. At 3 p.m. Inshallah, we'll have a career counseling session.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Arshi this side. I just wanted to ask, are you guys going to conduct the regular classes for DA with Excel?
Yeah, we can have a few more sessions as availability of after break.
Sir,
because we are all working, so we have to
sir,
take
same
out time. We'll inform what time and which date. Otherwise, lots of material is available on the online learning platforms like Coursera, EduRect, etc. You can learn from there also. Otherwise, Microsoft itself has so many tutorials on all their products, including Excel. You can learn from there.
So I got this link through a friend. So how can we connect that you are going to host any of the sessions?
Ask your friend to send you all the links.
Okay.
So normally every Sunday we have session, but all are on different topics.
Okay. So are you from Bhopal or?
No, myself and Aaquib are working in Bangalore.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Ji, Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum.
Sir, I am Juveria Khan from Bhopal. Sir, my background is from software field. So I am not aware to advanced Excel. So first time I heard your lecture. Sir, where should I learn MS Advanced Excel?
If you're the first timer in Excel, I would advise you to start from the beginning courses, the basic
Okay.
things, because that will add to your knowledge. And then when you move to advanced, you'll have a strength on what you want. Because data, what we show here, would not be the
Okay.
actual requirement. You have to make customization for getting the results out of formula. So having basics plus advanced is something you can look for. And of course, you'll have courses online. As Saif I mentioned, there are many online tutorials and on Excel and many other things, the formula conditions and many
Okay, sir.
things. Mhm.
Okay, okay. ठीक है. Okay, thank you, sir.
So, Saif, do you have any questions on chat?
You can check in the chat directly from top to
Okay,
bottom.
okay. I'll just check that. Okay, there's a request to share the Excel sheet, the practice sheet. Will you be doing wheel, HLOOKUP and macros? There's a question on VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. I had covered it in the last session, so I ignored it this session. I just went with XLOOKUP and index match at, for now. Macros, inshallah, we'll see in the upcoming session. I'm not very familiar with it, but I have some basic idea. Okay, recording will be made available. That is from Bhai. I think that is it.
Acha, can we have your number if anything is required in real time? Then
Sure.
we
I
can.
think my LinkedIn ID is shared by Saif Bhai.
Okay.
You can connect with me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, what is the alternative of conditional formatting and index? We can give color coding instead of having conditional formatting. Depends on the size of data. If the data is very huge, we can go for color coding also. Instead of using this function of conditional formatting. And index match, the best way is using multiple VLOOKUPs and then using a text join formula, which I have covered in my previous session again. The question is based on carrier counseling, which I think 3 o'clock session will help. I think that is it.
Yeah, how do we get the notifications for future programs?
Saif Bhai will be sharing the links.
But he does not have our numbers, so I got it from my friend.
Saif Bhai, how do we deal in such cases?
Yes, on website or.
I have a suggestion. Can you make a WhatsApp group of all the participants which are there currently, which have joined?
Yeah, we can give our number on WhatsApp in this chat group.
We can do one thing. You have the LinkedIn profile of Aaquib Bhai. So all of you whoever wants to maybe connect with him, you can send all your numbers to Aaquib Bhai, and I can take from Aaquib Bhai.
Thank you.
There are questions on Power BI, Tableau. These are something which is advanced part of Excel.
We'll have separate sessions on that by other experts. So we have other experts in different domains. Inshallah, we'll have on those things. Inshallah.
Yeah, that will be helpful. All right,
So
any more questions?
I have a question here. Are these sessions held only on Sundays?
Saif bhai, usually it is Sundays.
Usually yes, because we are all working professionals. And
every
also
Sunday, is it? Or
every Sunday at 11 o'clock. So 90% of the time it's 11 o'clock. Unless the expert has some, he's not available at 11 maybe, then based on his availability. But 90-95% of the time it's 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Okay, and if I have somebody who wants to present or share knowledge, then who do I have to get in touch with?
You can get in touch with me.
Okay. And do you have a LinkedIn profile?
Yes.
How do we get in touch? If you could put your LinkedIn profile, please. Because I got the link from my cousin brother for this session.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Aaquib bhai, I had a suggestion. Like this CA Amit Jain, this Jatan Shah, they have all monetized their what you are doing. They have done learning management system. Similarly, if you can make that system and charge reasonable fees and help people to get projects and all, it will be helpful for both of us, you and us also.
Saif bhai is a host. I think he'll be better to answer it.
What's the question? I missed that.
This people like Jatan Shah, CA Amit Jain, they have monetized this. What you are teaching free of cost. They have made learning management system. This Jatan Shah charges 5,000 rupees. Excel.Jatan Shah like that. He has recorded all this what you are conducting and he's selling these courses. Similarly, if you can sell for community members for reasonable price and for other.
This is much better now. We are doing for free. So yeah. So everyone has their own motive. So we have a motive of serving everyone. So it's good. It's good for both. Yeah. So do we have any last question?
Yeah,
Otherwise, we close this.
From Bhopal. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Actually, I just wanted to know, is there any courses for Adobe Analytics?
Saif bhai, again,
Yeah, please search the online learning portals, Coursera, Edureka, etc. Or the company itself. All these companies, whoever launched their product, they also launched their tutorials. So every product comes with a very well documented as well as video, audio tutorials.
Actually,
so on the company's website.
Done with the audio videos on the official website, but I just want the software to practice it. So that's why I'm asking if someone is using on that platform, so it will be helpful for me.
Okay, sorry, I don't have any idea on that.
Okay, no issue then. Thanks.
Welcome. So any other last question before we close? Okay, thanks everyone for joining, and thanks Aaquib bhai, Jazakumullah khair for sharing your knowledge, and inshallah we'll have further sessions. Inshallah. Okay, everyone, we'll close the session now.
Thank you.